Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be taking a look at the My Fashion Style budget Kia Hart doll.
Funky Barbie, it's giving me confidence. Ooh, I wanna party. I'm gonna dance. And let's be naughty. A dance is not a sin. Smells like money. Anybody steal my jam? Let's get cocky. Let the night begin. Listen, darling, just give yourself a chance. Let's dance. It's time to make your friend. Everybody listen up. It's time. Bring back self-romance. Hit it.
Now this is my first ever budget doll, so I'm very excited to be taking a look at her. There's not really much going on with the box, but I'll show you anyway. So Rainbow High, on the back it has all the other girls. Out of all of them, Kia Hart is by far my favorite, so I don't think I'll be collecting the other girls. It says Kia Hart on the side. I also got into collecting Rainbow High again recently. I'm just buying the dolls that I always wanted to add to my collection when I was actively collecting it from like Vinted and stuff like that. And I got Jewel Richie, Pacific Coast Bella, which you should be able to see her. Yeah, she's like right there. She's in my collection now. And I also ordered Victoria Whitman, so she'll be coming as well. And I want to get a few Shadow High dolls as well, so hopefully we'll be able to get some reviews out for them. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and unbox this doll and we're gonna take a closer look at her and see what she's all about. Okay, here she is out of the box. Now, as she is a budget doll, she doesn't come with a lot of accessories or a second outfit or articulation, but I knew what I was getting into when I bought this doll. I just got her because I really think she's cute and I really like her dress as well. So she does in fact come with this pink purse, and it's very weird because you can open it but it literally just splits in half, so I think that's a bit silly. I'd rather they just would have kept it as is, you know what I mean? And she does come with some shoes, which I will get to in a minute, but first of all let's take a look at this doll. So her hair does not come with a lot of product. Her hair is, yeah, it doesn't have much product in, but I really like how it looks. So she's rocking the fringe. She's got this beautiful pastel pink hair with all the different colors of the rainbow in, like she did with her original doll, which I do still have. She has the eyebrows, the rainbow and glittery makeup. Her face card is just so pretty. I feel like this would be a really cute comfort travel doll. That's probably why I was so drawn to her. But her hair is really nice. I do still want to wash it because it feels a tad bit greasy. But for a budget doll, she actually is fairly well rooted, honestly. And of course we have the budget friendly non-articulated body, which is taking a lot of getting used to, but overall it's not that bad. So it's kind of like a Bratz doll, so she just can do like that. It's just shiny hard plastic, but overall not that bad. Now the dress is so cute. So she's got this little silvery number going on with her dress, and then the top part of it is just this big purple heart, and it looks really cool. And then there's like a ribbon here, and then you got the straps in the back. I don't know if you can see that because the lighting is not great in this video, I do apologize. And then she comes with these shoes. She's not actually wearing them in the packaging, but yeah, so she comes with like these like jelly pink shoes, which I really like. They're quite clear and stuff. Pretty basic shoes, honestly, but they look good enough. So I want to talk about her for a bit because, and just like my Rainbow High collection overall as well, because obviously otherwise it's going to be a super short review, right? So let's have a little yap sesh about Rainbow High. So as you guys know, when I first started joining into the doll community once again after years of not collecting, my first ever review was of Miss Ruby Madison right here. She is the girl that started my collection all over again. Is the reason why I have a whole shelf of dolls now. So I have not parted with her and have been with her ever since. Actually, let me bring her over into the video. There we go. So this is the doll that started it all. So let's just have her here, right? She is the one that made me get into collecting again, and the first doll line that I ever discovered when going back into collecting back in 2021 was Rainbow High. So I ended up getting every single Rainbow High doll I could get my hands of, and obviously I discovered what overconsumption was because I got very overwhelmed. I never got rid of my dolls, but I got very overwhelmed with how much I was buying, you know. So eventually I kind of slowed down. But by that point, I think I kind of slowed down on buying Rainbow High dolls around series 4 or 5. Definitely series 5, because I started collecting, you know, more Bratz, more Barbie. I went headfirst into Barbie. I bought a lot of Barbie because Barbie has a very special place in my heart, as she does to many other women and girls. Yeah, like she kind of kick-started my doll obsession again, which is great. But I kind of stopped collecting Rainbow High when the reboot happened, and I think that is the same for a lot of people who used to collect Rainbow High. I do have a lot of my dolls. I have sold a few of my dolls on now because, you know, a lot of them I didn't really have a deep connection to, and I wasn't really vibing with a lot. So I have sold a lot of my dolls fairly recently, but all the ones that are on that shelf now are dolls that I do connect with and I cannot part with, especially this one. I cannot part with Ruby because she's the one who started it all, so I've never parted with her. So when the reboot happened with the Rainbow World stuff, I then stopped collecting because it was kind of like, this isn't the Rainbow High I remember. You know, it was high fashion, realistic accessories, a second outfit, gorgeous makeup, and, you know, like little high fashion references here and there, you know, stuff like that. A fully articulated body and all that. When they did the reboot, it basically, they took away the wrist articulation, which at first I was like, okay, this is a big change. I don't know if I like the lack of wrist articulation, but I'm gonna let them do their thing and see what they come out with. And then they come out with Rainbow World, and they have a face just covered in glitter, which looks awful and looks like it's gonna get everywhere. You've got the slime gimmick that I know is for children, but it just, you know, us collectors were like, what the fuck is this? And then it just kept getting worse. They did come out with budget dolls, which I thought were really cute, and I wanted to get some of the budget dolls. I really like Junior High as well. Junior High is really cute. Consider getting some of the newer Junior High, like even without the wrist articulation, because when they first did Junior High, like the first and second wave, they still had wrist articulation. So they were like a mini version of these dolls. But yeah, so for ages, I actually stopped collecting Rainbow High because of this lack of wrist articulation. I just didn't like where they were going with the brand. And that really actually upset me because I was genuinely thinking, is Rainbow High over? Because no one was watching Rainbow World, at least to my knowledge. Probably kids were, but loads of people in the adult doll collecting community were saying that Rainbow High was flopping. Is it over? You know, is Rainbow High done? They finished? Because they haven't come out with any quality dolls, at least in my opinion and other people's opinion, in a really long time, like since series 5, and also the new Friends line and stuff. I had Pinkley Page, but I didn't connect with her, so I sold her. Like, I did have Pinkley Page, and I got her as a present after I had come out of hospital after having a major surgery, and I loved her at the time, but her face was really like sunken in like this. It made her look very alien like, so the quality was okay, the wrist articulation was there, she had a plus size body, but she had a really strange looking face, in my opinion. All the other dolls were amazing, considering getting the blue one and the purple one from that line. But yeah, just not only did I stop collecting Rainbow High because of the quality and also the way they were going, but also I also kind of stepped back and took a look at my collection and was like, okay, I have a lot of dolls. I mean, it's not like overwhelming. Like, all my dolls that I can think of fit on this very shelf, so it's not like to the point where I'm running out of space. I'm not at that point yet, thank God. Maybe running out of room for Barbies, but we'll talk about that later. But I kind of like took a step back, looked at my collection, and I was like, right, I really have a lot of Rainbow High dolls and some other dolls that I'm not really particularly connected to, and I don't have a bond with them. I just bought them to complete the collection, and I was like, okay, so I was a victim of overconsumption when I first started collecting. Not good. So I decided I was going to sell some of my dolls, you know, keep the ones that I'm connected to, and I will continue doing that for as long as I'm a collector. I will sometimes buy a doll that I like at the time and then decide it's not for me, and I don't really connect with them in person, because unfortunately in the doll community you get a lot of leaks, and then not soon after the leaks you get the doll in person. Like, it's crazy. It's like the time from the leak to the release of the doll is crazy. I feel like every time I see a leak, the doll is out like a week later, and then everyone in the US has it, and everyone in the UK has it, and all that jazz. And it just feels like there's so many dolls coming out, like one after another, blah blah blah, and I'm kind of just sick of like feeling like I have to get this doll, because if I don't get this doll, then it's going to be gone. I'm never going to get again. That's stressful. Why is doll collecting stressful? I don't want it to be stressful anymore. So what I'm doing is I am buying dolls when I'm able to get dolls, and only buying dolls that I'm connected to. I can't, as much as my tism brain would love to be like able to own every doll I've ever loved in the entire universe and entire world, it's not gonna happen. So I just want to be happy with the current collection I currently own, and I am happy with the current collection I currently own. But yeah, I really do want to, you know, focus on my current collection, and if I feel like I want to add more dolls into my collection, then I want to be smart about that, you know. Anyway, so when they came out with these budget dolls with the lack of articulation, I wasn't sure if I was even going to buy one, but then of course I saw this Kia Hart and a bunch of other dolls with, you know, the kind of budget body, and honestly it's not that bad. I like that there's not loads of articulation. I like that I can just pick her up, put her in my bag and take her on the go with me and take a couple of pictures of her. I like this. So I would like more of the budget body dolls, to be honest. Also, speaking of Rainbow High, I feel like they've made a mini comeback. Now, I haven't watched the Rainbow High series in a long time. I recently decided to watch it from series 1 all the way to series 5 or 6, something like that, and I missed everything. I stopped watching right before the Eurovision, the Rainbow Vision stuff started happening, and then we got the, what was the other thing? So there was Rainbow Vision, and then there was another thing. Oh, Project Rainbow, that's it. So the Project Rainbow, because it, you know, those dolls came out. I love those dolls. I want that line so bad. Probably going to buy them secondhand on Vinted, because there's a lot of them new in box that aren't too badly priced. So probably going to get those and review them. I don't care if a doll line isn't relevant anymore. I'm going to review it on this channel and talk about it, okay? So yeah, if I can get a relevant doll line video out, then I will do it. But other than that, I don't care. Like, if I'm able to do it on time, I'll do it on time. If not, I don't care. Anyway, so I haven't watched the series in ages, and then I watched the Rainbow World series. Like, I tried to watch it. I really tried. because I wanted to support them. I wanted to support them and see the direction they took. I got through like 3 or 4 episodes of the Rainbow World series and I could not finish it because it was just so... I don't know, it just felt like the story wasn't really going anywhere, nothing made sense. So I stopped watching the Rainbow World series and I just skipped ahead and went to like a different series where they're back at school and everything, because that's why I liked them. They're like high school dolls, you know. Bratz, they went to high school, you know. Barbie, I'm pretty sure, went to high school at one point. But yeah, you know, I do like seeing them at school and seeing how they interact, and the drama and the fashion projects. Like, I love that about Rainbow High. And also the story and the script was pretty good, I can't lie. So yeah, I couldn't get through the Rainbow World series. Could not. But then they've come out with a recent series for their new doll line, which is Pretty in Paris. Now these dolls is probably the closest thing we're gonna get to the OG Rainbow High dolls. Like, yeah, it's going to be the closest thing. There's no wrist articulation, but the fashions, the faces, you know, the makeup, the hair, it all just looks like Rainbow High to me again. So I feel like they're making a comeback. If they keep that up, they're gonna win me back as a buyer. Simple as. Because 2 of the dolls that attract me the most, and probably a lot of other people, is the Kia Hart Pretty in Paris and the Bella Parker one as well. Bella Parker looks stunning in that beret, like the French beret and everything. Kia Hart, love her hair, love her outfit, it's so good. I think the worst one out of all of them might be Skylar. Her outfit's a little basic, but it's fine. Also, Skylar and Violet's outfit is kind of garish, you know, whatever, with the newspaper skirt, but you know, it's whatever. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty solid line. Like, you've got 2 good dolls there. They're pretty good. I love it. And I watched the series of the Pretty in Paris thing, and it's actually got me invested because they put like another like fashion, you know, that in their episodes they always put like the main thing as like they have a fashion project to do. This time they're doing it in Paris, which is so cool to me, which kind of reminds me of like, you know, when the Bratz Rock Angels went to Paris, I think, to perform a show. They were doing like a world tour or something, you know, that vibe. Obviously not, but yeah, so they had like a fashion project to do, and they've even added like a little like thing where, sorry if this is spoilers, but the series is starting to seem a bit better and more interesting. We don't have any of that Rainbow World crap, and yeah, the Pretty in Paris dolls are really solid. I can't fault them. I was so close to getting one, but obviously I ran out of budget, so, and I've already got like, what, 3 other Rainbow High dolls in my collection currently, because I've got the Jewel, I've got Victoria, and I've got the Bella as well. So I've already bought 3 Rainbow High dolls from Vinted because I'm on a Rainbow High kick at the moment after watching the show again. And then I got Kia Hart, and I really like her. I just like how simple she is, but also she's simple, but she's so high fashion, which, you know, I feel like they're taking a leaf out of their other brand that they've made, aka Bratz, because they don't have articulation, but the fashion speaks for itself. It pays for itself, you know? Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now before this video gets any more longer, but I thought I'd do a little talking segment because I filmed a video years ago explaining why I wasn't collecting Rainbow High anymore, and it never got published. So why not, while we're talking about a new, you know, addition to my collection, which is the new Rainbow High that I've sworn I'd never collect, why not kind of explain why I stopped collecting and, you know, explain what I like about this doll and what I miss about Rainbow High. But yeah, MGA, if you're watching this, please keep up what you're doing with the Pretty in Paris dolls. I'm hoping to see more lines like that. Also, more stuff like this, not with the garish fashions. I mean, the fashions that the other girls are wearing don't make any sense, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe Jill Ritchie. Actually, now that I think about it, her fashion don't look bad. Her fashion don't look bad. The purse makes no sense. But what is going on here? What is happening? Please stop. Please stop. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for me today. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe. Consider becoming a Patreon member. Link is down below. And also check out our doll Discord server. We'd love to have you there. And I will see you all in the next video, doll friends. Bye!